Good morning. Welcome to Pastor John's Fireside Chat. It is Friday, July 17th. I'd like to share with you some words from John chapter 20. It's John's resurrection account of Jesus Christ, and it's just a beautiful testimony about how this risen Lord that we love and serve, this risen Lord who died and rose again for us, cares about his people in very intimate ways. John writes, "Early on the first day of the week, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb and saw that the stone had been removed from the entrance. So she came running to Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one Jesus loved, and said, 'They have taken the Lord out of the tomb, and we don't know where they have put him.' So Peter and the other disciple started for the tomb." And now skipping on a few verses. "After seeing that the tomb was empty, the disciples went back to their homes. But Mary stood outside the tomb crying. As she wept, she bent over to look into the tomb, and saw two angels in white seated there where Jesus' body had been, one at the head and the other at the foot. They asked her, 'Woman, why are you crying?' 'They have taken my Lord away,' she said, 'and I don't know where they have put him.' At this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but she did not realize that it was Jesus. 'Woman,' he said, 'why are you crying? Who is it you're looking for?' Thinking he was the gardener, she said, 'Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will get him.' Jesus said to her, 'Mary.' She turned toward him and cried out in Aramaic, 'Rabboni,' which means teacher." I just love this account that John gives us. Here's a woman who is deep in grief. She is deep in pain. She doesn't know where her Savior's been laid. She does know that he's dead because she witnessed that 3 days earlier. She came to take care of his dead body, but it's not there. And she is grieving in ways I don't think we can even begin to understand. I mean, this is grief in the deepest depths of her being. And yet, in the minute or two that she's there, everything changes. She goes from grief and tears of sorrow to crying out with tears of joy. Why? Because Jesus was there. And not only was he was there for her. He called her by name, Mary. He knows his sheep. That's how John puts it in John chapter 10. He knew Mary, he knows you, and he knows me. And he calls us by name. And he says, "You are mine." And when Jesus is around, when Jesus is present, and we understand that he is present for us, you know what happens? Sorrow turns to joy. I hope that you are experiencing joy, even in the midst of sorrow, because there is pain and hurt and sorrow in this world. It's a broken world. And yet, in the midst of it, Jesus is there for his people to turn our grieving to joy again. And I pray that you will experience that abundantly. Have a great day in the Lord.